Okay, I'm gonna try this once more. Um, where I left off, a very badly proportioned base mesh. Base mesh. So I'm gonna try and fix it. Right. Like I said before, it is based on this. Trying to base it on this mesh, but this one is higher higher poly, and one of the goals I'm trying to do is make it lower poly, right? So I'm gonna be using this proportion. Actually, I have another one, this one, which is even lower poly than the other one, but I think I can do it a little bit more lower poly. So they have the same proportion. So basically, yeah, I'll be using those two as reference and see how basically game makers, I mean not game, Blender 2.8 feels like. Okay, so and actually, like, let me. One thing that I usually do actually before starting, as you saw this blue lines, however, I didn't know how to set up my computer. Being that I usually draw like I have a surface, so I have a pen, and I usually draw on it, draw the reference here before I start working on it. But I didn't know how to. I'm recording from another screen, not on the Surface screen, so I couldn't use the pen on it. But I figured out that I could just duplicate those two screens to the same thing, and I can use the pen to draw now, and it will show on the screen that I'm recording, kind of. So let's basically start all over, kind of. So see, already the proportions are wrong. The legs should be up to here. And see, it's selecting the stuff. Wait, I think I made a mistake. Let me just, okay, I'll just restart it. Let me delete. Yeah. How do you make it full screen? Is there a way to make the, being that again on Blender, you can press Control up or Control down, and it makes it full screen. Is there a way to do that with 2.8? Either way, let's just I'm pressing and holding the D key in order to draw, right? That's how, right in the middle, and then over here the knees should be around here. So yeah, also the knees are off. So let's see. We just needed to pop a bit more, a lot more actually. Good enough. So basically those proportions feel more correct, so I'll be working with those. Let me just switch it back to a not as, there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot. Double pressing the A button unselects everything. So let's select all this. And the knees go over here. Slightly better. I think I'm gonna delete this. Okay, it got deleted. Because this should go up as well. We're pushing a lot of pixels today. Actually, let me set up again. Set alarm for 1 hour from now.
Sure, I've turned on your alarm for 11:01 p.m.
Okay. Now over here it looks way too thick. Let's delete this one for right now. Actually, I don't think that. Let's see. There we go. And let me remove this one too for right now. Remove doubles. Let's see for this. Oh, this has to come way down. And that kind of ruins the proportions again. This has to go way down too. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, really isn't that much to talk about. um, Actually, let's see one thing. Where's the UV thing? Let's see. How do I mark seams? So let's edge select, and actually because I want to let's see edge mark seam. There we go. Edge mark seam. So kind of like separating the areas that I'm working, kind of like, so I can better tell where does each vertex belong to. Right, so like the leg, the hip, the abdomen, torso. Mark seam. Okay. So now I have a better sense of what's everything, kind of. To actually make it just a little bit. Wait. For the shoulders to just reach. There we go. And I can probably make this thicker, but let's see. Let's. Especially this part should be around the middle. Okay, looks better. Now let's see the back. How does the back work? Because one thing about the back is that it's mostly flat, right? Make sure the geometry transitions good to the arm. Let's see. And right now it doesn't seem like it. Can I use the knife to add this? It just needs more geometry to better define it. Let's make the neck a bit thicker. There also needs to be additional geometry here. Let's see. Especially right now, there's like no clear what on this area, what vertices belong to the arm, what belongs to the chest. So let's see. See what can I do over here. Let me. Oh, T, that's what it, okay. Hmm. Okay, that will belong to, everything there will belong to the chest and everything else to the arm. I'm checking on the other model to see how I did the shoulder structure. Okay. Let's see. I know it's been a bit boring right now. Let's see if I got this. There we go, vertice, select, this goes here. I think I press, there we go. Get rid of this geometry right now. I really don't need it, so I just gonna need it later, but not right now. Okay. remove the doubles. Wait, let me see something. Vertice. Remember there was an auto merge. Where would that be now? File, edit, render, nope. Could it be somewhere in preference, editing? Huh, no. That's snapping, what is this? That's proportional editing. That's where the origin is. What is this? Collections. I think that's the replacement for layers. Overlay. So where is this auto merge? What I'm referring to is let's see, this auto merge editing. So that way when I select something and like move it over here, there it's merged. I don't have to like go to remove doubles or anything. So where was that? It was on mesh. Transform, snap, duplicate, check, symmetry. Nope, it's not there. How can I search? Like I said, previously press spacebar and the search comes up, but that's no longer the case here. No, it's not Alt S, Shift S. Nope. Control Shift S. Nope. Alt Shift S. Nope. Control Alt S. Nope. Well, anyway, let's go back. Not wasting time. I'm wasting too much time. Where is it here? Nope. Still gonna need this part of the geometry. Let's see. One of my cats wants to play. There we go. That works way better. It could still be better, but it's already way better. So I'll fix proportions later, but now let's add more geometry. Go ahead and do the face. It's very important. Okay, on the face, that's kind of like I wanted to do, because yeah, pushing pixels is not that fun, but the proportions were not that good. So okay, so this is going to be the chin. Right, so let me do basically what the face is going to be. So again, let's mark seams. So where is it? Oh, okay. So that's definitely part, but I don't have. Let's see that. Oh wait, not that. Have to make something to bridge those two, but those two are definitely gonna be part of the face. So let's mark the seam. Now mark the seam is actually used for something else, but it does make a nice way to let me see, like to separate the different areas so they're like, I don't know, so that I know what to work with. And what I just click, it just makes the on the mirror modifier, it creates all this additional geometry. I'm only technically only been working on this. This is all the geometry I have worked on. But the mirror modifier just creates this based on the x-axis. Just like if it on the y-axis, it creates this, which doesn't make sense. And for the z-axis, it makes it like this. But that's not what I want. I want this. Wonder what does bisect mean? I don't get it. What does flip mean? I don't get it either. Oh well. And this last option, usually it doesn't really, it's not really that much too important. Since I'm working on this side, modifies the other side at the same time. But this makes the other side also selectable. But you're modifying this vertex and not this one. You're not modifying this one, you're working on that one. So if I'm moving it to the left, I'm moving the other one to the one on the other side to the left, and the one that I selected is actually going to the right. Right? So it just makes it selectable. But this is the one that the right side is the one that I'm working on, and the left side is not. It's being generated by the modifier. And the mark seam is actually, I think it's used for UV mapping. So I guess part of the UV map will be done by the time I'm done with the geometry. But back to the making face geometry. So yeah, this will delineate the face. This is where the nose is going through. Actually, these two are basically where the nose is. That's the chin, and this is the area where the mouth is. Let's see. The face is kind of flat. I mean, well, in general, the face is flat, and then it should curve to the back, but it's not flat enough over here, so I'm gonna need additional geometry to make it flat. Let me just do something really quick. I really need to find where that auto merge is. So let's see. Preferences, input. I think that's where I can find it. Spacebar, search. So, there's no auto merge. No. Oh well. Gonna keep on. Let's see. Do a bit of additional geometry for the nose. Let's cut this. So there we go. In there, that kind of where the nose is. Make this smaller. Or because of that additional geometry. I can move this forward and thus flattening the face. That looks better. How much geometry is really needed? Being that a lot of it can be represented by texture, right? The eyes could be textured and not necessarily be geometry. Back on the reference one, right? There's a lot of geometry for the where is it? On the face, right? The lips are defined. Because basically the mesh does it is animated kind of with bones and everything. So if that's the case, then yeah, it needs additional geometry, but a lot of the face can also be done with just textures. And like I said, the aim here is low poly. My cat is trying to get into my shoulder. I don't know, my cat likes being on my shoulder for some reason. As long as she doesn't stab me with her claws, that's fine. But now I've lost one hand, and one of the main what's it called, tenets of Blender is one hand on the mouse, one hand on the keyboard. So I lost my keyboard hand right now. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Ow. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay, I'll do whatever I can. Use the widgets more. Let's see. So yeah, I'm talking about, should I make more geometry to like create the mouth, at least like hint of a mouth? So right now I'll do it, and if I don't need it, I'll take it out. Right, so for the mouth, again, let's get the knife. Basically it will be this, and I just connect it all over here to the cheek. And another one will also be the chin. So that will define the chin. Let's connect it down here. Being that one thing, this is a base mesh, so it will be modified to create different characters. So the more geometry there is, the more uniqueness I can impart into those characters. So like having the chin geometry, I can make different man, I don't have a way to multiple select. I don't yeah, the more geometry, the more options I have to make the characters unique. So is having the chin geometry necessary? Maybe, maybe not. But it gives me options. But of course I don't want more than I need. So like, I'm not gonna need the rest of this line, right? I only need it for defining the nose, and I'll delete the rest. So click this magnet thingy because I can't press use the keyboard right now because my cat. There we go. So that magnet snaps that into whatever is being set over here, which is right now it's the vertex. You can also snap to edges, faces, or volume, or an increment. Is there a way I can move it all? Oh, those are movement. I thought they were scaling. There we go. So let me select everything and remove the doubles. So let's see. Oh, wait, I don't no longer need the snapping. Move this forward. Okay, the cat got tired, so it jumped off my shoulder, and now I have used up my left hand back. I think there's too much geometry around here. Let's merge vertices. No, wait, not merge vertices. Remove doubles. Oh, I no longer need the widget. Okay, wait.